Afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day from wherever you're watching this video. So today I'm going to be walking you through how would be reviewing or how to use Zoom. My name is Abigail Taiwo and it's going to be a very short video. So this is the Zoom interface on the laptop, on the desktop, on the system basically. And as you can see, there is the new meeting, there is the join, there is the schedule, there's the share screen and my notes. For the purpose of today's class, because I want to keep it really brief, I'm just going to be covering what this new meeting, join and schedule entails, right? I would also implore you to explore, but for the purpose of, you know, getting a hang of how to even use Zoom, I'm just going to be covering those three. So let's delve right into it. For new meeting, when you click on new meeting, it's just like the Google Meet version of instant meeting. Clicking on new meeting automatically allows you to start a meeting on Zoom. So when you do that, you can mute your audio or use it like that. Then your video, of course, you can turn it off or on depending on what you want to do with the meeting. So you can also click on start meeting. So let me just start the meeting. So I'm clicking on new meeting and the meeting has started. So these are all the things you can see here. Um, One of the things I always tell people to do as soon as you join a meeting, the first thing to do is to go and rename yourself. This is how you rename yourself. Can you see? Rename and then rename yourself properly. Okay, so I'm not going to be renaming myself because I am me and this is me. Anyway, that's on a lighter mode. All right, so after renaming yourself, what are other things you can do while you're waiting or even before you join, before you get started? You can test your speaker and microphone. Now, this part is really very, very important. Okay, so this is speaker. It means that whatever people are saying, I will hear them well. And I can also decide to use my headset speaker. I can choose anyone I want. So, see now I'm hearing it, which means the speaker is working perfectly, right? So I can click on yes. Now the next one is the microphone. I can click on yes. Now the next one is the microphone. So this allows me to also test my mic, whether it is the headset microphone I
So
want
this
to
allows me
use,
to also test my mic, whether it is the headset
or I decide to say I want to use the system microphone. I won't use the system microphone because of background
or I decide to
interference.
say I want to use the system microphone. I won't use the system microphone because of
Background interference, right? So that's how you test your mic as well. So I'm
background
clicking.
interference, right? So that's how you test your mic as well. So
I'm using it to let you know that.
I'm using it to let you know that
Sorry, that's one of the things that haven't. To let you know that the microphone also works. So my students will not have challenge hearing me when I speak, and I also will not have challenge hearing my students when they speak. So that's about that on the audio. Now for the video, you can blur your background. Supposing you are in a place where the environment is not so friendly. So let's practice this blurring of background. Okay, so this is me, and I don't want you to see all of the things behind me. Can you see? I've blurred out the background, so you're seeing only me. All right, that's what blurring of background does. And now, auto frame my video is if I toggle it off. Can you see what has happened? Can you see what has happened? So that's then there's also the video and effect settings that allows you to choose a virtual background. Maybe you are in a place that is not even okay at all. You can go and change the settings. You can adjust the setting and pick a custom background. You can see appearance, you can touch up on your appearance. Then there are virtual background. So you see sometimes you see some people, they are in a meeting, is as if they're in a conference. Can you see? There are other backgrounds that you can use. Okay, so you can also create AI virtual background. You can generate, you can use a blurred background. Can you see? Okay, this is another one. Of course, you don't want to do this. Can you see? There are some other ones that you can use. Can you see? You can decide to say, okay, if you have a green screen, then it allows you to pick your own background that you want. Maybe you've designed a background that you want to use. If you say you have a green screen, it will allow you to be able to do all of that. So what happens if you decide not to use, you want to use avatar? Of course, this is not really necessary. It's just, one of those things, but you can auto frame. Can you see? One of my learners Okay, let me just, for the purpose of this, let me allow, so you can see one of my learners does this a lot. You can see. So there are a lot of things that you can do. And can you see this part? Turn on my avatar when I join the meeting. No, I don't need that. So let me remove the video filter. I'm not interested in it. And then I don't want any virtual background, right? So no virtual background. I don't want a virtual background. I don't want any. Take me back to my, so thank you. That's all on video. Now also for chat, this is the chat icon. You can chat. Can you see? Put your messages there. You can also react. Sometimes the instructor or facilitator tells you, give me a thumbs up. This is where you do that, not to go and type it in the chat. Give me a thumbs up. Can you see what is happening? Thumbs up. Um, give me a clap. Can you see? That's how it's done. All right. Okay, love emoji and so many. Now all of this effect, the reason these ones are not working is because I'm the only one here. If there are other people, you can send this. It's going to be so much on the screen, so that's how you do all of that. And if you need more, you can of course get way more from here. Can you see? These are reactions that you can do during a live class when the facilitator or the moderator tells you, okay, let's celebrate, let's appreciate. Those are one of the ways you can. Then if you want to raise your hand, this is how you raise your hand. Can you see? It's going to keep the hand raised. Now there's also a feature on Zoom. Once you turn on that auto frame my video, if you raise your hand for too long, it will automatically do this. Let's try this now. See, I'm raising my hand for so long. Okay, I don't want this video to be so long. You can explore that. So then, of course, for sharing my screen, once I show you here, I won't need to show you in the scheduling and joining meeting, and also let me do that once and for all. To share your screen, you click on this. Sharing your screen means you want other people to be able to see your screen. But one thing I always say is do not share entire screen except you are using it to facilitate a session. Except the reason you are sharing it is to show, to allow your participants to see other areas or other applications on your laptop. But if it's just to teach, do not share an entire screen. What then can you share? Share application windows. All right, you can share documents too. If you have documents, maybe Google Docs or not, but for screens, only share an application window. What is an application window? It could be your WhatsApp, it could be your OneNote. Can you see OneNote? It could be your Windows Explorer, it could be Zoom Notes, it could be Microsoft Edge, it could be any other kind of application you have. Chrome browser, whatever, what have you. You can share all those, but do not share your entire screen. So if I share this now, this is what my learner will be able to see, and I click on share, right? Can you see? This is what I'm sharing. So this is what my learner will be able to see. Regardless of every other thing that I do on the screen, my learner will not be able to see others. It's just what they would see. But if I'm sharing a tab, what it means is that if I go to another tab, my learner will be able to see it. Can you see? This is another tab. Can you see? So that's the disadvantage. So what do I do? If I don't want my learners to see other tab and I want to quickly check other tab, what do? I need to pause my sharing and then go to the other tab so that I'll quickly do whatever it is I want to do and come back and resume my screen sharing, right? So that's the thing. Now somebody will ask me, okay, what if I'm teaching and I want to do YouTube? If you want to do that, then before you share your screen, you have to toggle on the share sound feature, okay, so that they'll be able to pick up the sound from your device. So that's, now another thing I should stress is that when you're sharing screen, it's important to have opened the applications that you want to share, that you want your learners to have access to. If you have not done that, then it means you are not going to see anything here to share. So ensure that you have opened up the applications before you click on share. All right, so that's that on the share part. What else? Okay, so for more, there's breakout rooms. These breakout rooms is for when you have groups and you want to have discussions. You can create a breakout room. To create it, you can either create it and assign automatically or manually, or let your participants choose. I might not be able to really do that now because I'm the only one here. However, you can decide that, okay, you want to create maybe 5 breakout rooms, okay, then assign automatically. To assign automatically, it means you have to go to the participants and put them in each breakout room. Of course, you can name the breakout room. Breakout room 1 can be mathematics or whatever it is that you want the smaller group discussions to cover. Then you can also assign manually. Then you can allow participants to choose the breakout room they want to go to, maybe depending on the topic of interest. Then you now create. So that's what you need to do. I can't create now because I'm the only one here, obviously, but you can explore that as well. Now, another thing you can do is, of course, the whiteboard, the polls and quizzes. You can do a live poll in a group class. You can do it. You can also yeah, by the way, I should say this. Zoom now allows you to record even on the free Zoom version. So I just discovered that recently. That's a good one. Then there's meeting info. So you remember I just started the meeting instantly. So I started and I want to send the link to somebody. This is where I get to see it. So you see now, it will show the meeting info of this particular link so that any other person that I want to join can join. Just click on view join info and this is it. You can copy it. Either you copy like this, right? Control C, go to wherever you want to paste it, Control V, you paste it, or just pick the invite link, copy here like this, and then you go and copy to them. So whichever one you decide to do, that's also fine. You can also add description. This is the description. You can decide to edit. You see some Zoom link when they send to you, you see all of these details. I mean, that's where you can get it from. Then of course the meeting agenda, because it's an instant meeting, there's no meeting agenda, we didn't set any, but you can create one right there on the meeting. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to keep it brief, right? So yeah, another thing you can do is host tools. Yeah, so as the host, you can lock the meeting. When you lock the meeting, it means no other person will be able to join without your permission. Then you can enable waiting room. What is a waiting room? Waiting room is a room where people stay before they are admitted into the main meeting. So for instance, when they click on join and they join it, they will be put in the waiting room until you as the host allows them to join. But if you want them to join directly, then just leave it like this. Do not turn it on. Turning it on means there will now be waiting room. People will have to wait and for you to admit them in before the join. Then you can also hide profile pictures. You see some rooms, Zoom meeting, you join it and they tell you, oh, the host has hidden profile pictures of all the participants. This is where you can do that. And this is participant as well. For the participants, these are the things that you can allow your participants to do as the host. So feel free to explore. Then of course there's the advanced. So this is where you see the screen sharing. If you want participants to be able to share screen, can you see this is currently set to this, but as a teacher I would advise you to say one person can share at a time. So who can share? All participants. Who can share when someone else is sharing? You can decide to say host only or still leave it as all participants. So that's that on so basically that's all on Zoom. I'm going to stop this now and go back to, so now another thing I should say is ending meeting on Zoom. There are two things: is that you end for all or leave meeting. As a teacher, the ideal thing is to end for all, or you wait for your student to leave before you leave the meeting if you know that some other people will still use the meeting. So I'm going to end the meeting for all now, and then I'm back to this interface. So what is the feature of this join? To click on join, it means you already have a meeting ID and a meeting passcode. So you insert the ID. For instance, let's say I have anyone. Let's just say I want to use this. Then this is where you can also change your name. Then you click on join. So every other thing we did on the other one, you will do it here. So I'm not going to go over this process again. I just wanted you to see. Now scheduling meeting. This is quite different because this one allows you to plan a class, plan a meeting, plan a program, plan an event ahead. It allows you to put title to that meeting. So here now I can just say maybe Zoom 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 app training meeting, right? When do I want it? I get to set the date, I get to choose the date, I get to choose the time, then I also get to choose time zone, right? If I want it in West Central African time zone. Now for Zoom, the time zone is very important. If you are a teacher or if you have a client or something and you want to set the meeting, it's always good to schedule the meeting in the time zone of your learner, of your participants, if they are all in one location, of your clients. Automatically when it's reminding you, it's going to remind you in your own time, but set it up in their own time so that there's no confusion, because when the invitation or the notification is sent to them, They'll be seeing it here. So look at this now. West Central Africa, right? Let's assume I decide to do, let me see which country I can do. Let's do Canada. Okay, let's do Montreal. Yeah, that's -4. This -4 means they are 5 hours behind Nigerian time. Okay, so if I'm choosing 9:30 a.m. in Montreal, add 5 hours to it, what will it be in Nigerian time? Hmm? That will be 2 p.m. our own time. So let's assume I want the class to hold 9:30 a.m. their own time, which is 2 p.m. our own time. This is what I can do, right? Okay, um let's say maybe 11 a.m. their own time now. 11 a.m. Montreal. That is going to be 4 p.m. Nigerian time. And let's say it's going to be a very short class. Let's just see. Generate automatically personal meeting ID. I can decide to use personal meeting ID. I can decide to generate. Then what else? Do I want them to have a waiting room? Um, if I want, I check. If not, I leave it. Right? What else? Allow participants to join. Participants only from when they join. You can see who will receive summary. What else? Okay, enable continuous chat meeting, host video on, everything on. You can see. Then there's this advanced too. See, allow participant join anytime, question and answer, automatically record meeting. This is where you can do all of that. Then alternative host. If I want somebody else, if I want to assign a co-host, I can do all of that. So if I'm still not satisfied, these are still some other things I can do. Can you see? Okay. Yeah. So once I'm done with this now, once I'm done with this, I will now, yeah, everything is okay. So remember 11 a.m. Montreal time. So if I click on save now, see what is going to happen. Meeting has been set. Can you see what has happened? So I know that for me, the meeting will start by 4 p.m. my own time, but they will be saying 11 a.m. their own time. That's the usefulness of that, setting it in your client, in your learner's time zone. So it will save everybody headache. But if you set it in your own time zone, they will be seeing it at a later time. So for Zoom, for Teams is opposite, but for Zoom, this is how it works. All right. So the meeting is here now. All I just need to do is when it is 4 p.m., I will just come here and then I will start the meeting. Can you see start meeting? And then I can copy invitation here and send it to my learner. So that's basically all. I hope you got value. Now, if your assignment after watching this, I want you to create a meeting. Okay, I want you to create a meeting. I want you to create a meeting, schedule a meeting in Australian time zone, right? Schedule a meeting for 3 p.m. Australian, no, let's do 12 p.m. Australian time. This assignment has to be submitted, okay, through the right channel. So wherever you're watching this, I'll put it there. So schedule a meeting in Australian time zone, 12 p.m. Australian time, for any class of your choice, any meeting of your choice, 30 minutes meeting. Okay. Once you're done, send it across. It will be vetted and corrections will be made. And if you also have questions, please feel free to send the questions. Thank you very much. I hope I didn't bore you. See you in the next video.